Hey, what's up, guys? It's Noah here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create a PowerPoint game in Microsoft PowerPoint 2016. So, if you want to make a game like I did, I made this little game called the Cursor Rebellion right here. It's pretty neat. It has working buttons that take you to different slides and animations, so it's pretty cool. So, as you can see, it has this fade in, pretty neat with its own audio and sound effects, so and all that jazz. So when you hit start, it'll take you to the start of the game and stuff like that. So if you want to make a game like this, I'll be showing you exactly how to. If you only want to know a certain thing, here are the timestamps of the video. You can go to it and learn that. But starting off, we'll just have an example PowerPoint. So completely blank. Maybe first teaching how to import pictures, like I did. I had a background. Hold on. I had a background, like a pixelated background, just like that. And I will show you how to add a picture for a background. If you want to add a background picture, you want to go to Insert, and then Pictures, and hit whatever picture you want to add. And then if it's not the size of the slide that you want, you can always resize it. You can change the rotation right here, change whatever you want. So I can just make it the size of the PowerPoint by moving these little balls with my mouse on the side of the photo. So there you go. This is the background now, and if you want to add text, you can also hit Insert and then Text Box, and then you can have this text box, and you can add whatever you want in it. And so yeah, that's basically how I did most of my title screen. One thing else I had on my title screen was animations. When you would start the game or start the slideshow, these text would appear, and then the buttons would appear. So these are animations that fade in over a certain amount of time. As you can see, if I select over these and go to animations, you can see how they have a delay, set delay. So this will appear in 5 seconds. This will appear also in 5 seconds, but this would appear in 2 seconds, and it goes with the song, so which is really cool. See, you can see a lot of these things on this slide. It's animated. You can also see if something's animated by the little star under the number. So that's useful. All right, so if you want to add an animation, all you want to do is click on the little text box, and you want to go to animations and then hit what animation you want. If I want to have an animation fade, there you go. So if I go from beginning, see how that fade, and when I clicked, it would fade in. So very neat. There you go. That's how you add animations. You can also see that the animation is there with the star. So yeah. Another thing is how to add hyperlinks. What hyperlinks are is the buttons and their functionality. In my game, I had 2 buttons, and they took me to different areas. So if you want to add buttons that take your, whatever, like characters, different areas in the game or something like that, you have to use hyperlinks. Now, how to use hyperlinks is pretty simple. If I go and insert a new picture, the Stickman, for example, he's not a PNG, so he has a white background, which is kind of ugly, but whatever. If I wanted to make him, let's say if I want to add, hold on, I want to make a new slide, make 2 new slides. So let's say I don't like this slide. I like this slide. If I want him, when I click him, if I want this Stickman to go to the I like this slide, I would have to click him. And when I clicked him, it would take me to this slide. But how do I do that? Because when you click on slideshow, for example, hold on. It's going to appear, and then when I click, I don't like this slide, it's going to appear, which is something we don't want. When we want to click this guy, we want to make sure it goes to this I like this slide, and then exactly on my game, it works exactly like this. So if I click on this, I actually click start, it will take me to this slide, which is not right after. So it's actually very easy to do this. All you want to do is when you have it selected, you just want to right click and then you want to hit link and then insert link. And this is where you add the hyperlink. Now you'll get something like this and you won't have any idea what's happening, but you want to go to place in this document, and then this is where you can find the slides you have. You can click on these to see what slides you're talking about. So I'm going to go to I like this slide and hit OK. So now I just linked this picture to this slide. So when I click this picture on the PowerPoint, as you can see, my cursor is a click cursor instead of, just a regular pointer. So when I click on it, I like this slide. Very simple, and that's how you add hyperlinks. If you want to add audio to your presentation, that's something I have in my game as well. You can see in my main menu, I have this audio file, and it plays audio, as you can see, and here. It also has this volume and stuff. If you want to add audio, I don't have any audio right now on hand on my PC, but if you want to add audio, you can hit insert and then audio on my PC. So if I want to go, see, like I said, I don't have any audio, but if you did have audio, you would hit insert and then this icon would pick up. And when you have this icon, this playback thing would pop up, and this is where you have your settings for your audio. If I wanted to do things like trim the audio, I could move this slider right here, and I could trim the audio. So this is the start where it would start. If I wanted to start like a little bit, away from the actual starting position, I would hit OK, and I would end a little bit early too. So instead of it being 1 minute 51 seconds, it would be 1 minute 37 seconds. I hit OK, and now it's way shorter. So if you want to change the audio, you can literally just move it right here. So that's also pretty useful. You can also change it right here and make it low. So some interesting stuff for audio is when you make it start. Usually it's when clicked on is the default setting, I believe, but you want to change that to automatically, because when clicked on, you have to actually click on it, and that's actually really annoying. You can also hit loop until stopped, so if it does get to the end, if it's like a really long slide or if it's a really short audio clip, if it's like 5 seconds and there's like more than 5 seconds of content on your slide, you can have it loop until stopped, so it'd keep on looping until you'd switch to the next slide. If you hit play across all slides, it will play across every single slide, which is honestly, in my opinion, usually never a good idea to do. But if you wanted to do that, there's that option. You can also have it hide during the show, which would completely hide all this, is what I have ticked. So when you go into slideshow mode, it would completely hide all the stuff. And rewind after playing is actually, it rewinds the audio, and so you can hear the rewind, which is a little bit weird. And so, yeah, that's just an option you have if you want that. But that's pretty much how you add audio. As you can see, I have different like audio clips in each slide, and you can add different audios on each slide, so it's pretty useful. Alright, so one thing when it comes to slides, when you're making a game and you have buttons, it's kind of annoying when you can just click on the slide and it would continue. I can show you an example of this in our example slide. If I go to slideshow mode, as you can see, I have animations up there. I have to click for it to appear. But right now, usually on a main menu screen or something like a choice screen, you don't want to be people to be able to not click on your button and it to go to the next slide, because that kind of ruins your game if you have like a selection kind of thing, which is my other game. It has these slides which correspond to what you want to do. So that would take you to that slide. But if I click somewhere else, for example, it would take me to the next slide, which I really don't want. But if your like playtester would accidentally do that, it would be pretty annoying to have to tell them, oh yeah, you need to make sure to click on the buttons. There's actually a certain way to make it so they can only click on buttons or only click on things to make them clickable. It's kind of like a little quirky little fix. It's not really like a supported feature by PowerPoint, but it's a method to make it so you can't really click on anything. And it's very easy to do, which is a good thing. So yeah, I'll just show you a presentation of how it works. So on my slide, it doesn't work. If you can't hear me clicking, it's me clicking very loud. But as you can see, whenever I click somewhere that's not the button, it won't continue. But if I click on the button, it will continue, which is very nice. And this works for every single slide that I have with buttons. If it doesn't have a button, I literally just click and it goes on. So yeah, I'll show you how to do that in your own slides. If you want to do that with your own slides, you want to go to transitions, and up here on an advanced slide, it has on mouse click ticked. And this is on default, but you want to change it to after. Oh, you have to also unclick this, so it's you can't click on. But you do after, and this is after a set time. It will go on. So if you have buttons and stuff that help you navigate your slide, you usually don't want them to be able to click ever. So you can literally just make this 55 hours or something. So they would never be able to go on unless they wait 55 hours, which is unrealistic. Obviously, no one would be sitting here for 55 hours for it to go on. So you'd hit from beginning, and if I click anywhere, as you can see, it doesn't work. This also affects animations, so when I click, the animations won't pop up. So you have to make sure that the animations play out automatically. But yeah, so whenever I click anywhere, other than the button stickman guy, it won't work unless I click it, which it takes me to I like this slide. It would never take me to I don't like this slide. So basically, this slide is impossible to get to now, which is pretty nice. That's how you make basic decision games, and this is what my game is a lot about. It's a lot about this decision. Do you want to join the rebellion? You hit join or deny, and you have always this choice you can do. Another thing I have in my game is a maze. Now, a maze is one of the more complex things you can do. It actually goes through a lot of hyperlinking things. Each of these squares are actually hyperlinks to this slide right here. So it's kind of time consuming the way I did it, but yeah, this is how I made a maze in my game. When you get to the king with your mouse, it would have this slide play, and then you would win. So if you want to make your own maze, you have to add paths. You'd obviously first have to make a maze with these squares, or how you do it. You can insert shapes right here. This is what I did. I inserted these rectangles, and I made them hyperlinked to the next slide. So when I would want this to be, an obstacle, that you don't actually insert links. You do this other thing called action. And you want to hit insert action. And we have this selected, of course. But you want to go to mouse over and then hyperlink to next slide. And hit OK. So now when I play test it, do from current slide. Okay, my mouse was up there. But when I go here and I actually touch this with my mouse, bam, easy. It goes to the next slide, which is the fail screen. Now, obviously, for a maze, this is also hyperlinked to the next slide. If I go to my, obviously, I would have to make my losing slide screen, my maze screen, and then my winning screen. So, obviously, this is my winning screen, and then it actually goes to a U1 screen. But, yeah, that's how I did it. So, if I go over to the king, and I show you guys, pretty sure, see how it has the action settings pop up even when you hit edit link. It hyperlinks to slide 22. So if I actually wanted this to hyperlink to for example, slide 1, for some reason, if I wanted to, it's this Easter egg. If I wanted to hyperlink to the main screen, just like that, it works when I touched it. Of course, some creativity comes to making PowerPoint games, but that that's just part of it. Um, like a few of this fonts are changed. Getting the GIFs was pretty fun, and getting all this artwork. But you always want to make sure you credit your artwork. But yeah, that's basically in a nutshell how I made my game. And yeah, it's pretty simple if you just know what you're doing. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys.